All right. Good morning, Sylvia. I have a feeling it might just be me and you. I don't know. It is holiday, so I kind of have a feeling there won't be tons of people. So we are going to hit record here in just a second, but I did want to say hello. We're going to kind of talk about Christmas activities. I have lots of fun things if you need Christmas presents. So I'm going to hit record and we are going to get started. All right. If you need anything, since you're the only one here, Sylvia, please just jump in whenever you want. Okay. Hello, welcome to Family First Speech Therapy. We are doing our monthly workshop. It is Christmas time, so we are talking all things Christmas break and what you can do during Christmas break. So anytime I do these, it is usually free to everyone, and we are really going to be talking about the best things to do during Christmas break. So I have lots of fun games, and we're going to obviously talk about all the normal speech stuff. So let's jump in. All right, here we go. I gotta share my screen. That's not pulled up. Let's try that again. We're gonna end this. Oh, it looks like here it is. All right, there we are. Can everyone see my screen? I hope so. So we're going to talk speech and language activities today. I really love this topic just because it's really the easiest part of my job, which everyone thinks it's the hardest
You
part of
can
my
say
job, but it is the fun. So I am going to put
yeah.
you on if you're not already muted, just so you guys, we can hear me. All right, and then we're going to start the slideshow and we're going to play from the start. So hello, we are doing Christmas activities, speech and language. So thank you so much for being here. Love all the cute little stuff, all the pretty pictures. All right, so Merry Christmas is our number one. What is your child struggling with? So this is going to kind of be what is on your IEP if you're at a school. What did the testing show? What goals are there? So this is going to guide our conversation today. So what is your child struggling with? Kind of put it in your mind. All right. What is your top goal? So we're going to talk about this again. What is your top goal? Is it speech clarity? Is it vocabulary? Is it grammar? Is it to deepen their understanding of things in general? Social skills, kind of have that in your mind because we're going to come back and I'm going to jump out of this and we're going to talk about actual goal because during a 2-week break, we're not going to work on every single goal. We're going to be very laser focused on what needs to be worked on and what you want to move the needle on. So that's going to be the second part. What is the age of your child? So this is a big one because I need to know in the chat is where I want you to tell me what is the age of your child, because that's going to guide the conversation of what you're going to do with them. And we're going to talk about everyone at every age level, but usually the more often you get kind of laser focused on what age group they are, it's easier for me to tell you what activities are fun for that age. All right. And then last, why is it so important? Why is this important? And we're going to talk about that as well. Okay, so why is it important? Because there's hidden risks if you don't continue therapy, if you take interruptions. Our kids with speech and language delays, my son is one of them. They can easily take regress if we do nothing during breaks. So what do you want to do? You don't want to lose their momentum. You don't want to reduce their confidence. You don't want to widen the gap and let the other children continue to move forward when your child is staying at home and their brain needs that activity and that movement to continue the learning process. So movement is big for our kids, my son, again, included. He's got to do a lot of moving during his therapy sessions with one of our therapists here and when he's out and learning wherever he's learning. Okay, so I want you things to focus on. Remember, songs are fun. Your kids like music. I don't care what age they are. They like music. Put it on in the background. We need them to be the number one thing that we need from your kids is to be engaged in the activity. You can't work on a goal if the child is not engaged, right? So we're talking about engaging here. I want the kid in your presence. I want them to like you. And what makes anyone happier than music? Put their music on so they want to be in the room. right? Okay. So we need the child to have fun at first. Yes, your fun will come, but if your kid's not having fun, most likely you're annoyed. Okay, so let's get real about our own kids. They can be annoying because they don't listen to us like they listen to their teacher. They're just different kids. So number one is to get them having fun, because usually that brings our spirits a little bit better, because our kids, we like them a little bit more when they're having fun. Okay, take their cues. So this is what I mean for me as a therapist in therapy. When I'm pushing a kid, and I push harder than you because I'm a teacher. When you push a child, it is a give and take. It is a forward and a back. I lean in, I lean out. I lean in, I lean out. And it's written all over the kiddo. It's written all over your kids. So watch them. So when we talk about this, and I'm going to talk about what you're going to do during the games, what I want you to do is remember, if they are already a little bit perturbed, this is a hard activity. You're asking them to do something difficult. You're going to have to back off every once in a while. And that will keep them engaged in the game. And then you come back in when they're in a better mood again. And they ebb and flow, and kids are quick. They get mad and it's really hard. And then you back off a little bit and you play the game and just have fun with them and make jokes. And there they are playing with you and having fun again. And then you make them do the work and they get mad and that's hard. And so it's an ebb and a flow. You lean in, you lean out, you lean in, you lean out. Okay. So that's going to be the thing about don't push too hard. All right, movement. Again, if you have kids and some of these games don't have movement, I want you to get up and move every once in a while. Go on a walk, go play with the dog, play hide and go seek, chase. I do this a lot with my kids. Or again, and maybe I'm going to come out because the next thing is that we're going to talk about is I want you to know your goal, right? What is your goal? So let's get out of that. And I want to look at your things in the chat. So if you have someone that you're thinking about, what is their goal that you want to work on, and put it in the chat. And I'm going to get something. Okay. So let me come back and look. Yeah, things in the chat. Okay. So during a movement break, when you're like, oh my goodness, you are super bored, something's off, I need to get you in a better mood, it's always movement. So I have a little bouncy ball. It's just like a, what is this called? Like a handball ball. It's bouncy. A tennis ball will work just fine. Now remember, crossing midline is the name of the game if you want the brain to get engaged. Now, my son will hold a football and hold it to the other hand all day long. Would he do this? Maybe. But again, so I pull his football into the game. If it's your kid in soccer, I want them to kick it with their feet, do this activity with their feet, okay? So what you do is you're just going to take the ball and bounce it and catch it with the other hand. So bounce, bounce, catch. Sorry, I have a whiteboard right there, so I can't really hit it very hard. You want to throw it against the wall. Oh, that was really loud. But anyways, you're getting my thing, and you want to bounce it, and you can bounce it back and forth. Now, again, if you want to be engaged with your kid, you do this. So you're the kid, okay? All right, so we are going, how long should you push? Sylvia, give me 1 second and I'm gonna just do this activity and then I'm gonna tell you. Okay, so you're standing with your kid and you say to them, which hand do you wanna do first? And they raise their right hand, sorry, I have to look at my letters, don't know which one, their right hand. So they raise their right hand. So they have their hand raised. So right now you're raising your right hand, right? So raise your right hand. So you have this one raised, right? Am I doing it right? So notice I turned around and I mirrored the way that they're looking at me, because they're gonna, when I raise the same hand, it's the opposite hand. So if I raise my right hand, look at, we're crossing midline, right? If I held your hand, it would cross midline. So you're going to say, oh yeah, we're going to do this hand. Okay, so put the other hand behind. So both of us have our left hand behind our back. Now I'm going to turn around. You stay there. All right, we're going to toss it back and forth. No letting it hit the ground. And you toss back and forth. Throws that land in each other's hand. They're not allowed to throw it over your head. That's boring. No one wants to play that game if I have to just fetch the ball constantly. So if they throw it over your head, I would say, oh, this is too hard for you. Kids don't like to be told things are too hard for them. They'll say, and they'll show you that they can do it. Okay. So play into your kids. Sylvia, play into your child. So let's just say you're sitting playing, and we're going to get to this while we're playing some of these games, and you see they're kind of over the game. Or their face, and they start to look around. This is same with social skills. So you're going to teach, if social skills was your goal for your kid, this is what you will do throughout the game. Ah, mm. So they see, what? Why aren't you playing with me? What's wrong? You don't want to engage. Okay, right? So again, that's a social skill receptive. You're gonna play with your kid. And so for me, my kids, again, let's just say yours is speech therapy, so now it's artic. If I'm doing artic with a kid, holding a movement, so holding their tongue, and it's a full minute, and they have to hold it for me. It's hard, and the kids get sick of it, and you can see them, and they don't want to say, let's do it again. And the kid's like, "Ugh." I'm like, oh, you know what? Before we do it again, we're really going to need to bounce the ball 5 times. Let's see if we can land it in the basket, right? And we'll land it somewhere. We'll see if we can land it in my hand. Can you get it in my pocket? Make it fun for your kid where you back off just a second and then you lean back in. But hopefully the game keeps them engaged, because we need them to be engaged. We want your therapy, which again, we're going to talk about this, Timmy, short and sweet, short and sweet. You guys are there to have fun with your kid. Therapists will teach the new skill that is hard to do. So again, when I say to you, what's the goal? Let's go in and look, and we're going to talk about what your goal is. Okay. Kindergarten. Notice when not regulated. How long would you push? Okay, so skills. Are you looking for artic? Are you looking for language, better language, grammar, social skills? Tell me about this, because I'm not seeing any skill that needs to be developed here. Anybody have any skills that they want to work on? Social skills. Okay, so social skills. And that's, if you're only working on social skills, the name of the game for you is back and forth conversation, right? On topic, back and forth. Okay, so back again, social skills is going to be that back and forth conversation, and you're going to load them in the front. If your goal is to know when to talk and when to listen, I love that. It very to the point. I know exactly what you want. You're going to upload your kid. Okay, so when we play the game, remember when it's my turn, I get the talking floor. I get the talking floor. If you have to, and your kid is having a hard enough time, we're going to introduce something that they have to do when it's not their turn to talk. It's a whole lot of listening, right? And so again, we're going to hold them to either listening. Now, that's very obviously intense, right? To close that. More often, I just tell my kids with social skills, because their language should be pretty high. I don't need to work on language. Your language is up to your skill level, your age, your development. So you understand the words that I'm saying, and I'm going to tell you. When we're playing the game, remember, when it's my turn to talk, it's my turn to talk. And when it's your turn to talk, it's your turn to talk. I will not interrupt you, and I will not talk over you. If I have something to say, I will wait patiently. Can you understand, or can you wait patiently when I'm talking? They always say yes, always. They know that they need to follow the rules, right? So you upfront them, and then you start playing the game, and they start talking over you, and it's, oh man, I think it's my turn to talk, right? You'll start reminding them less. Is it I'm talking. Can I finish what I'm saying? Let me finish, right? Remember, our goal is I get to finish my sentences, and then it'll be your turn to talk, right? So you're going to give them a lot of feedback. Hopefully by the end of the week, 2 weeks, the feedback is less. Again, that would be my only goal for 2 weeks. But you got to have some fun with this, Stephanie. I'm going to teach you. We're going to go into the fun. So very nice. Sylvia, can you get a little more in detail in terms of social skills? What about them what would you like them to work on? Being on topic, saying things that are appropriate. Try to think about that goal, and we'll come back. Okay. So if you think of it, and there's 4 of us here, please take yourself off and be like, hey, I got it. I'm okay with being interrupted. Okay. All right, so let's go back. So I have kindergarten. All right, we're going to start with little then. Littles. Oh, I don't know. Can I, if I hit the next slide, does it show you? Okay, so here's our preschoolers and our early kindergartners. Now, yes, these are kind of the obvious. So I'm going to show you actual fun games that are tried and true that are here in the office. But these are some fun things to get them out and move, right? So parachute games that you throw them off of the second floor, or you find, go, somewhere you're going to go high and throw them, go to the park and stand on the slide. Now, Stephanie, this is where we would take turns. Remember, it's just like talking. I get a turn with the parachute man, and you get a turn with the parachute man. We both matter. Both of us matter. My words matter and your words matter. Just like your turn matters and my turn matters, right? So we explain it on their level. And Stephanie, I didn't ask you how old your kiddo was, but if you want to tell me, tell me. But again, so all of these things have movement. So usually it's a little more fun, and it's not, we're not looking for perfection. So for another preschooler, the name of the game is staying your group in the body. I mean, your body in the group. We're going to have a group plan for the whole time the timer's on. So you're going to put a 5-minute timer at most. We're going to stay at the game. When the timer goes off, you can tell me if you want to keep playing or not keep playing. But our group plan is to stay here at the table and play the game. You're so right. That's our group plan. My body will stay in the group and your body will stay in the group, right? So again, we explained that the plan is to stay at the table and stay with the group. And it matters if you and dad are in the group, who's in the group, friends, grandma, people in town, auntie, whoever that is. It's our goal to stay at the group thing. And a timer sometimes is really nice for kids, or you can just say for 4 turns. Everyone gets 4 turns, and then we get to stand up for a dance party. And then we'll go back to, and then there are 4 more turns. So even in therapy with my little bit older kids that I'm doing expressive writing on, we're going to do 4 sentences and then whatever it is you want to do, because the writing expressively is so difficult that four sentences and then 4 turns on a game or whatever that is for, again, I measure it towards the kid, what the kid can handle. That keeps them engaged. They can handle 4 sentences and then we get to play 4 turns. You know what I mean? We keep it at their level, whatever that is, that ratio needs to be for your kid. I hope this is landing. Let me know if it's not landing. Okay, so they have this little yoga spinner, and it's got a you'll spin it and it'll land on a yoga movement, right? So you move and you play. The kids love it. They have to try to do all these funny things. You can even put a guessing one where you get to make your own, all that kind of stuff. So fantastic, fun game, fun for movement, fun in the middle. Here in the middle is Knockout Noodle. It's how to make ramen. It's a ramen game, and there's all these different games that go along with it. So whoever gets 4 noodles for anything first can win. Whoever can make their bowl of soup first can win. All of those kinds of things. So that is a fun one. Here is a sensory bin for Christmas, for Halloween. And so there's rice in there, and then the kids have to go through and find and match the things that I tell them to find. And they either have to put it in a scooper. Sometimes we use tongs. Again, little kids are sensory beings. There's just no way around it. They love anything sensory. So bringing up a pincer grasp or pincher, however you say that word, to anything is very helpful. In your brain, your motor homunculus, which is right about here, and it goes down, you develop the same way as your mouth and everything has to develop, right? So you start, the first thing that on the motor homunculus at the top of the brain is your head, and then it's your torso. So first your head gets held up, then you can start holding your body. Next, your arms start to be able to go in and out, and you start controlling. And then you get to about the mouth and the fingers. So as your little one is starting to pick up little Cheerios and such, they're starting to, their little tongue is starting to go. So the fingers and the tongue are very close. The better they can get at this, the better this will also get. Now, it's not 1-to-1. It's not perfection. You can't fix one by fixing the other, but they are closely related. So if you do lots of pinching things, break all your crayons very small, it really does help that oral movement as well. Okay, next one. So this is a spin. It's called a disc. I think it's a disc dug or something like that. And you sit, remember the things that we were, when we were little, well, when I was little, you would sit on it and move it and it would make like a teacup at Disneyland. Well, this one spins and you can sit on it. You have to sit on it. The kids want to stand, but it's a fun game and great for movement. And sometimes if we play the game on the floor, they just sit on it and I wiggle it a little bit to keep them engaged in little wiggles all the whole time. And then when they get bored, I spin them. Yeah, and then I spin them the other way. That kind of fun thing. This is Launch and Learn. Yes, it's rhyming, but you can do it for lots of other things. So you can, they have 2 of every one. So sometimes I hide it and you have to go find the hidden one. Again, when your kid runs around to go hiding, and then they have to bring it to me and they have to describe what they got. So if it's, let's just say, let me look at one. Here's a tree, and a tree has leaves and a trunk and branches and roots, right? I have a 13-year-old that sometimes has difficulty just telling me all the parts of things. So again, you can get as detailed as you want in this or not as detailed as you want, right? And here's another one where you throw and get it in the little holes. Again, movement is what we're going for here. I would have some type of activity to talk, maybe some cards, maybe some WH questions. Matters what if I was Artic, I would have the Artic cards and they would say words for me if it was clarity. So you can use all of these for different things. All right. Let me see. Do I have anything in the chat? I don't know if I do. Let me exit this. And then we have nothing in the chat. Okay, so it seems like everything's landing when I don't have anything. Oh, 12. Okay, so we're going to get to the older kids then. Knowing when to talk it. Okay, so let me remember that when we get to yours. All right. And again, if you guys have questions, just take yourselves off mute. I'm okay with that. Okay, let's play from current slide. Alrighty, so there's that. Next, now we're at 6 to 10. So again, if your child is 6 to 10, everything I already showed for the babies, the kids like too. Kids like little kid games because they're masters of them. So that's why kids like little kids games. Even my daughter, who's 13, comes in my office, and when she goes into the play area, she picks games that I wouldn't really have chosen if I were her, but she loves children's games. So don't worry about the age so much, but yes, these are going to get harder. So your little kids are going to have a harder time with the older games, but don't worry about that because your bigger kids love to be the master and teach and talk and tell the other kids how to play. It's fantastic. So for language and social skills, you can always use younger games for the older kids and let them be the teacher. Okay. So 6 to 10, charades, obstacle courses, word relay races, puppet shows, and freeze dance. So these are kind of just run-of-the-mill things that you can do with your kids. Of course, these are fun things, but I always add movement. So there's movement along with all of these because I want your kids to stay in your presence, and sitting like a lump on a log at a desk like they do at school isn't going to do it. You want your kid to be up and around and move. All right. So with that being said, Rat-a-tat-cat, fun game, little bit of memory in there. So great for social skills. You have to remember what your number is. You don't want rats, you want cats. So you're looking to get the lowest number of cards, and then you have to tap on the table when you think you have the lowest one. It's really fun. Cat, goat, taco, cat, goat, cheese, pizza. Now, this one takes a hot second to learn how to play, but super fun. You have to say the word at every turn. So every time someone wins, you have to say it. You say you taco, cat, goat, cheese, pizza, but you take turns. So taco, cat, goat, cheese, pizza, taco, cat, goat, cheese, pizza. So it goes back and forth the whole time until you say the word that matches the picture. At some point, your kid's going to pull a goat and say the word goat. You have to hit it. Whoever has the most cards at the end of the game wins. Great, fun game. Super fun. Spot it. You have to spot the picture that's on there. Whoever spots it first wins. Now, there's multiple ways to play this game. This comes with a very large thing. Very fun. I'm going to put people on mute if you're not on mute.
What's that? I got school bus basketball last night. Yeah. Did you have to take tickets or you just did it for fun? We just went. It was a tough game. The
There's
girls did
oh,
great. I mean, like, well, to
oh.
me, they did great.
Carla, can you mute yourself?
But the boys,
Mm,
they just struggled, but.
I can't get her. Oh, there it is. Wait, make host, remove, report. Maybe she muted herself. I don't know. Okay, I think she actually got off. Okay. Carla comes often, so I'm okay with telling her. Okay. Here we go. Let me go back to what we were doing. Sorry, guys. I get easily distracted. Okay, so rat-a-tat-cat. Riddle moo this. Now, this one you have to be in the mood for, moms and dads, because there are things that you hit. So that there's a mooer and there's a horse sound, and you hit these little buttons, and man, they're annoying. Man, they can be annoying. So just be ready for that. But they're riddles, and it's fun. And if you have teams, it's even more fun. Outfoxed. This is a great game. It is a team game. You have to figure out who the fox is. You guys are all detectives. This is all you over here. If the fox reaches the hole before you figure out who the bad guy is, the fox wins the game and you lose. Now, if you play by the rules, I've only won this game once. It is a hard game, but it's super fun and it is teamwork. So again, we're starting to get a little bit older, a little more teamwork. You're on a team. Sometimes the kids get PO'd because they can't be themselves and they don't like what the team has chosen. So again, great game for social skills. And then there's that charades again. Charades can be a hard game for our language kids. So I always get the kids one. It just makes it easier for everyone if I don't have to read your card and explain what it is and tell you how to act it out. It makes it more fun, especially if it's just two people on one person in terms of one child and one adult. As soon as I have to explain it to you, I already know what it is. I already know the answer. So try to get the kids one. Because kids are, and there's a few of them in terms of kinds of charades game. And even Riddle Moo This it has some where you would describe it and you would act it out. This can be used for the same idea. Very fun games. All right, let's see. Okay, so now we're getting to our older kids. So here we go with the older kids. Now, setting up debates and tournaments in your home. I have great clients who are so good at this, and they set up even tournaments on Xbox and all of these things. So when the people come into town, meaning family, friends, aunt and uncle for this particular family live across the street. So it's an easy one there, right? They can make tournaments and they all play there is a winner. So every weekend, by the end of the weekend, there is a winner of the tournament and they have racing. They are racers. So they play a racing game and it's just a wonderful thing. Detective games, I kind of told you some of those detective games, which are fun. I really enjoy detective games. Interactive storytelling. Now, these are my Dungeons and Dragons kids, because again, there are certain kids that want to talk and make up stories and, with, what are they called? Imagination and stuff. Certain kids are a little more imaginative. And I find that my kids that love Harry Potter are more into this game of storytelling. Bringing up, and I'm going to show you a game that I use when we do storytelling, and it's a meme game, and they're just cards that it's a funny, hilarious meme game. But that's an interactive way to tell a story. We tell a story about a picture that we pull out of the meme cards, and I'll show you that game here in 1 second. And then a scavenger hunt. Older kids, sometimes I have a 13-year-old, are hard to get off the phones, get off the couch, get off. And so having a reason to go, and I don't know if anyone's ever heard of course, I'm going to draw a blank. Anyways, it's an app on your phone and you go scavenger hunting and someone cooler than me has hidden things on every trail imaginable and you go hunting for them. Why can't I think of the name of this? It's an app on your phone. And so your kid gets to hold the phone and it follows you through. And I've gone on multiple hikes with my kids and you find stuff. So you bring things with you and you take something and you leave something and you sign your name. It's a very, very fun thing to do. And I'll try to rack my brain and look it up. It's an odd word. My husband will remember it because he likes to hike and that's how we get our kids to go hiking. Okay, so hold on, this is the wrong one. Alrighty. So, Rapid Ramble, just, and this one's from 6 Up. I was just giving games. But this one is for my older kids love this. Rapid Ramble. It's fun, it's funny. Here's the family meme. So it's just pictures, and see this one of the funny dog, many funny pictures like that they pulled off Instagram, TikTok, whatever they pulled it off of. But they are funny. And so you have to tell a story. This lady's going like this behind the boy. And so again, for my kids with social skills that have a hard time reading verbal and visual cues, this is a great game. You have to give what they're thinking, and you have cards and everything. So this can actually be a game that you play. In a Pickle is a very fun game. It's a little hard in the beginning. Again, some of these harder games take a minute to teach. But if it's got, you make there's 4 different piles around the table, and it's either getting bigger or smaller, and you can put it wherever. So one of the cards will say DNA, and one of the cards will say a cemetery. And obviously DNA will have to be inside the cemetery, so it would go on top. And a cemetery inside the universe card would go on top. So you go around, and whoever can make the longest or get rid of their cards first. I don't exactly remember. I think it's get rid of their cards first wins this game in a pickle. It's a great fun game. It's a little bit hard. I use it a lot with my stutterers because you have to say things in a very nice sequential manner. The DNA goes inside, let's say DNA's in a flower. The flower's in the bathtub. The bathtub is in the house. The house is in Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania is in the United States, and the United States is on the earth, right? So it got bigger as I told the story. So again, very nice game. And then Battleship is great for attention keeping. If you don't mark where you're going and what you did there, that's a hard thing. The game doesn't go very well if you don't keep up and be organized and do all the things that you need to do to get that game. To win that game. So these are great games for older kids. But remember, you want to play a game. You might have to put some movement in this, because movement is going to keep them engaged and keep them in your space. That is what it's about. Ebb and flow. Go grab a thing to eat. Again, Battleship, I play a lot with my son. And we have to take breaks. It's hard for him. He forgets how to stay organized. He forgets the questions that he's already asked. And again, that goes with the organization, because really the questions are all there. Same with Guess Who. So Guess Who I didn't put in here, but I do love Guess Who. And you have to remember what you already asked, and you have to go back and look at everything that you've already put down, and you have to use the visual cues of what do you have left? What's different between these people? Oh, facial hair, skin color, what's different? How do I ask questions to differentiate one thing from the other? So these are some great games for your older kids. Now, again, you will have great fun with these as family fun when you just bring friend. Boulder Dash. Again, going back to here, I put actual names of things. So debating at the table, if you're having family dinner, even for Christmas, you can talk here, and you're going to talk, what's better, Cabo or Colorado? Where do you guys wish you were for Christmas? In Cabo or Colorado skiing, right? Great debate, right? But the thing is you have to give 3 pluses and 3 minuses to each one, right? So 3 pluses to Cabo and 3 minuses to Colorado, if that's your debate. Or if you vote Colorado, what's your 3 things that are great about Colorado and 3 things that are terrible? So you can put a little parameter around the table, right? What would you do? What 3 things that you would be good and 3 things you would do? Whatever, however you want to do that. But again, put some parameters around this dinner selection, cats and dogs, what's better, right? Clue, Outfoxed, Guess Who, Dungeons and Dragons, and this is a great game if you're into that. Jeopardy, Trivial Pursuit, and Boulder Dash. I don't know last time you guys played Trivial Pursuit or Cranium. So fun for the older kids. And Boulder Dash. Boulder Dash is hilarious. And then Scavenger Hunts. But take a picture of that if you haven't already. All right. So what do you need to do to make a difference? If you did something small, now I need it to be twice a day. Why? the more often you do something, so we as therapists, occupational, all of us that are therapists, physical therapists, and I don't mean like when you go to behavioral therapy, like mental, where you were talking to a psychiatrist or a psychologist. However, the strategies that they give you that they want you to use, that is what I'm talking about. So when you're trying to learn a new strategy, when you're trying to change a habit, the more often you do something in short periods of time, the faster it gets into your subconscious. These are the principles of motor theory. And motor movement helps with all of those things. So if you do something small, 5 minutes a day, twice a day, you're going to have a huge impact during break. Huge. They won't know your kid for that one task, right? In terms of interrupting for Cynthia, it would be a huge, their child would be huge when they got back. Now, Cynthia, interrupting is something that everyone does, and it's really annoying. However, even my mom has a pillow. Sorry, you're talking while I'm interrupting you, or something like that. I forget what her pillow says. But interrupting is a hard one. You just there has to be, it's one of those teaching moments. However, as long as you're doing it appropriately, we're in games and kind of understanding that sometimes people interrupt. Again, 90% accurate on not interrupting is pretty good. But again, doing something 5 minutes twice a day will make a huge impact. Doing something once a day for more time will have good impact. But again, you're only doing that skill once. And once you get in kind of a rhythm, it starts to just become that rhythm. It doesn't, we want to do short periods of time. So we have to go back and kind of, where was that? Oh yeah, let me pull it back into my front of my brain so I can really focus on that. So again, the more often you do something is actually better. And then if you do something once a week, yes, you're going to maintain the skill. They probably won't lose anything. It's hard, really, again, doing nothing, you're going to see the regression. So you want to make sure you're doing something. And again, getting your kid to make the grocery list with you, and he has to categorize what fruits do we need to buy, what vegetables do we need to buy. And again, for you, Sylvia, maybe that is the highlighter. You already wrote the list to the grocery store. You're going to give your child the highlighter or any, a purple pen, whatever that is for them, and they're going to circle the fruits. And then now we're going to get a yellow pen and we're going to circle the vegetables, whatever that is. Again, a age appropriate back and forth. Did you find them? Yes, I found them. Tell me all the vegetables you found. I found bloop, 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 right? And again, those are very age appropriate conversations for a little one. Okay, again. Okay, no worries, no worries, no worries. Geocaching. Yes, it's geocaching. Thank you. So if you want to go get your kids to go hiking, geocaching, and you take things with you. So, and I mean anything. There's quarters in there. There's little old shoes from Monopoly games. There's all this random stuff, but a place to sign your kid signs their name. Again, great way to get your kids to go hiking. Okay. Questions, comments, anything else? Oh, I think I have, if you want to meet with me, I don't know why I don't finish my slides on it, people. Here's my phone number if you want to call the office, and then I can give you a link. Let me go grab that link, and then I'm going to put it in the chat. So again, there's my phone number. That's the office number. Call me anytime and we can get together. And then I'm going to put my Calendly if you want to make an appointment in the chat. Now, my Calendly appointments for the first one is free. And then from then on, you will be charged. And I gave it to my husband. He loves that I text him random things. I'm like, this isn't for you. Just need to put this somewhere. I love husbands. They have to deal with fun stuff. Okay, so there is the Calendly, and you can visit with me for 30 minutes, and it will be on me. So I hope you guys learned something today. I hope something, if you need anything. So if your kid is Arctic and you need help and you want to know how to move the needle forward, we have a few minutes. Ask questions. If anyone has questions, now's the time to ask. If you want. If not, I'm going to wait a couple seconds. Most people don't ask questions. But if you want to, I will wait patiently and listen. All right. People are dropping off. That's a no to me. Okay, so thank you guys so much for coming. I do appreciate you being here. I appreciate you coming and doing all the things with me. You guys are really nice to support me. Carla, great to see you as usual. Have a great day, everybody. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. I will see you in 2025. Have a good one. Bye.
Thanks, Colby.
Bye. Thank you. Have a great day. Merry Christmas.